Hello guys. Welcome back. And today I'm here with these mothers of ours. Mother to be. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this video in presence of Joy. One is because she's a self-appointed women's rep, women's advocate. And the reason why I've decided to do this video in her presence is because today I want to talk to the ladies. I want to bash you a little bit. And the topic of today is deadbeat dads and deadbeat dads. The reason why I have done the air quotes for the second one is because some dads actually are not deadbeats. It's just that they have been forced into fatherhood. What am I talking about? This is what I'm saying. You see, women,
Forced.
forced. Cindy, forced to fatherhood. And hear me out. Eh? I have a point. I told you guys, Joy has kubali. No, nimesema forced fatherhood, and she's like, no. That ain't right. It's not gonna happen. But hear me out, guys. This is what I'm talking about. For the longest time, actually, women have. Okay, before I say so much, and before I'm misconstrued into. Okay, my message is being misconstrued into something else. Let me say this. I understand there are those guys who are actual deadbeats and they have decided to be deadbeats. These are guys who promised you heaven, told you this is what I'm gonna do for you, I want babies with you. They promised you earth and heaven, but then once you took them to the ninth cloud, they came and went. They left the church, waka lost. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about this other group. And this group ingine ni, you know, ladies need to understand that there are guys who actually don't want to have kids ever. Same thing, there are women who don't want to have kids. Babes, ni kweli? Ona vile umejipea shughuli. Sema. Anyway, Joy atakai kusikia any of this thing. What am I saying? For the longest time, women have had this liberty of choosing whether to have a child or not. A woman can never have a child if she does not want to have a child. You cannot force a woman to have a child. That's a fact. That's truth. And this is the liberty that most men don't have. So what are they left to do? They are,
Why?
they don't have, like, you cannot choose to have, like, a man. You cannot choose to have a kid. Let me make my point and then you're going to understand. Let me just make my point. Joe amekataa hii story, but hear me out, guys. What I'm saying is, jamaa anaweza kuwa hataki kupata mtoto. The guy does not want to have a child at all. And there's this lady who actually wants a child, and that has happened so many times, and I've heard these stories so many times. Alright? So this lady, maybe for some reason she wants a child. Maybe anaona masaa zimeenda, she's aging, and she wants a child. So atalua this man into thinking they are having just casual relationship, and then she ends up becoming pregnant. But then when you choose to go this way, at least be prepared that this guy may not take responsibility. Now, Germany force hapa ni jump into conclusion before I've even presented my case. Na umefanya nikasahau what I wanted to say. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Women have the liberty of choosing whether to have a child or not, but men don't have. So I'm putting this responsibility on women, because at the end of the day, it's women who end up suffering the most, and the kids. Alright? Because this guy is gonna make you pregnant, Well, and then you're going to remain with this kid, to bring this kid by yourself. Umesikiza bro. Very attentive, don't nitoa makosa. You're going to bring this kid, so it's take it as a personal responsibility. Usiseme ati, oh, if this guy doesn't want to have a child, therefore he must not engage in coitus. Well, let me tell you something. This is a very grown-up conversation people should have, and you must let it sink in your mind that you are living in 2021. Sex does not mean the same as it meant years back. Right now, people have sex casually, and that's something people need to understand and actually sit down and have a discussion. So before you get entangled with this guy, sit this person down and ask them, what does this, like we are engaging in this activity, and these are the consequences. Because with each act of coitus, there is a chance that a child, minimum of one child, might come out of that relationship. So sit down and ask each other, this might happen. Are we ready for this? Like, are you ready for this? If the guy says no, because this guy can be looking to be called Zaddy, not Dad. You know, that's as far as it goes. So sit down with this guy, have this conversation, and you're like, yo, if we get this kid, are you ready? Are you prepared? Or what do you feel about children? What is your plan? So that ujue kama umse utampea ama and atafute pesa ingine, because I can tell you there's always a person for everyone. There are those guys who don't like having kids, and there are those ladies who don't like having kids, and they're out there. So that being said, there's always a person for everyone. And if you're out there, a lady, and you want to have a child, make sure you're having a child with someone who wants to have a child. And this is something that most people don't do. I had a student, I'm a flight instructor, I teach people to fly sometimes, and I had this 45-year-old guy, and after our lesson and we were having coffee in the office after debriefing and everything, I got to ask him a question. Like, we are one-on-one, we are getting to know each other, and he actually mentioned that he didn't have children. Alright, so for me it seemed off that a 45-year-old had a wife, but they didn't have a child or children. But then he seemed to have read my mind, and then he told me that actually before they got married, this is a talk they had with the wife. They sat down, they decided, you know what, we're not going to have children. Alright, and they have been in this marriage for all those years na hawajakuwa na shida. You see, most people go into something and you're not having serious conversation, serious talk. Like, guys don't talk about finances, children, na vitu kama hizo. And that's why you find this guy, right? Maybe all he wants is a girlfriend, but ataki stories are watoi. But you have not have this conversation, and then wewe unataka mtoto out there, and then you get the kid, or maybe the kid comes kwa bahati mbaya. Though me siamini kuna stories za bahati mbaya, because I believe if you don't want to have this kid, you won't have this kid. Okay, we have advanced in technology, science is there to help you not get into that position. And then this guy all of a sudden is gonna feel trapped, right? And he'll be like, oh, dem alikonataka mtoi hakuniambia, so she made the decision for me. And that's why niko nasema I'm forced into fatherhood. You see now where the point comes in. You should have listened. Forced into fatherhood. And this is something that most people, especially women, have to understand, is that it's not your prerogative to decide whether to have a child or not.
How do we do that?
Yeah?
How do we do that?
Sasa nimalize. Because I'll never finish this conversation. This is what we do. We sikupoteza. This is the thing, eh? This is the thing. Understand that for every child born, 3 people are involved. Okay, the child has not saying this thing. So there's a man and there's a wife and there's a woman. So if you want to go 50-50 on this responsibility of bringing up the child, make sure at least this person knows that this responsibility is coming up. Right? Wewe mwambie I'm at this age, nasikia ni kama ubai zangu zinafanya bikoko dance. And I'm feeling like I want a child. Alright?
So if you don't want,
Nino?
if you don't want a child,
Who? The man.
right?
If the man, most men will tell you, by the way, I'm not ready for a child right now.
And what do you do to prevent that from happening?
The man. No, both of you can take measures. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You see the reason why I'm saying, you see the reason why I'm saying people need to talk. And it's because I know people, and I know a friend of mine, a close friend of mine. So I won't tell the full story because anaweza feel vibaya. But what I know is that this friend alikuwa pushed into fatherhood, something to do one. Actually, he was told, no, there are those things that ladies. You see. Staki if it go too long. But the thing, what I'm saying is, you see, if it's the same thing like when you're in a relationship with someone. And as long as you are having coitus with someone, that means you can trust that person. So, them anaweza kuja kuambia, I'm okay. Let's go ahead. No need to use rubber or something. I'm okay. I'm fine.
And
Trust
you
me.
trust her.
Of course, you're going to trust her. Only to realize that you have been duped. Is it like it's the same thing? Like people need to be honest because in this thing, don't think that if a guy didn't want to have a kid right now, that ukimwambia I have your child, that guy is gonna change and all of a sudden it's gonna become responsible. And that's why we end. I say we have deadbeat dads. Those people who lied to the women, they impregnated them and then they vamoosed. Shame on them. But then there are these other people I'm saying deadbeat dads. Okay, najua this person is supposed to like contribute something and take care of the child. I'm not saying they are not supposed to, but you must understand that also men are human beings and they have feelings. When say they may feel betrayed, they may feel forced into something they didn't want, and in that moment of anger, they may cut communication with you. No. And in that moment, they become deadbeat.
No one can force you to have a
No. And then
don't put the responsibility.
No, and I'm sure you have seen this. And then once the anger has gone away, they're like, no, I want to be part of my child. And those are the people who later, like you can find they're taking care of the child, but they don't want anything to do with the woman or anything. And you can blame them, but you must understand. All I'm saying is, I'm not justifying anyone. What I'm saying is people need to have communication. People need to have communication. People need to have communication. That's all I'm saying. For the sake of the child who was not there when you were doing the nasty, and for the sake of the woman, and for the sake of the man. Because in as much that women need the peace of mind, also men need the peace of mind. They need to know, they need to be prepared.
Then
that I'm going.
Then take care of yourself. So that even if something goes wrong, you are not forced.
Every time like is mentioned something to do with men versus women, join lazima waongee. I told you guys, the self-appointed women's rep. If I want to join to contribute to a conversation, lazima nilete hii story. Lazima nilete hii story. Anyway, babe. Pole. Siko na kuchapa pole. So anyway, there you have it guys. Mimi communicate. Even if interrupted na Joy, I hope I've said whatever I wanted to say, and I hope I've communicated.
Those are not my views.
Anyway, you people need to have this conversation. Let's start behaving like adults, man. Tusianze kuona ati just because you engaging in sex with someone, they owe you anything. you need to understand people take this thing as casual as it comes. Kuna mse haoni ni kama ni kitu kubwa. Sawa, umempatia, so what? Anyway, that's all I'm saying. Need to have this conversation. Babe, sama ya mwisho tukienda.
Those are not my views. Those are views za Joe. And I don't agree with you.
Of course, in some way I agree. Nilijua tu I agree, but what I'm saying is that people need to have talks. That's all I'm saying. To avoid this situation.
Let's all be responsible.
That's all I'm saying. And it begins with having the talks.
Watakudanganya.
Eh?
Watakudanganya watu wa Nairobi.
Sijakataa kuna wenye wanadanganyana, but men are good actually. There are so many good men out there. But wameharibiwa. Wametendwa. Na the few bad people out there. The few bad women out there. Anyway, that's all people. Mimi nimesema yangu, Jay amesema yake. We will never agree as far as women versus men conversation are concerned, but I hope many understand what I'm trying to say. And yeah, na wanaume huko nje, kama umetendwa, kubali, take care of that kid, ni wako. And yeah, cheers.